Back in 1558, a ruthless Afghan general named Kala Pahad marched his army toward the coast of Odisha. His target was the Jagannath Temple, the spiritual and economic heart of the region. As the cavalry reached the temple gates, the environment shifted. Witnesses recorded a sudden, localized storm and a layer of darkness so thick that the sun was completely obscured from view. When the invading army finally reached the main sanctuary, a massive, blinding burst of light erupted from the interior. The sudden intensity caused the front lines to collapse, triggering a panicked retreat of the entire force before a single arrow was fired. This event is often categorized as psychological warfare or local myth, but it raises a specific question about the architecture. Is there a tangible, high-intensity energy source housed within the stone? To evaluate these claims, we have to look at the building itself. This is a structure where aerodynamic, thermal, and electromagnetic data points consistently deviate from the expected norm. These deviations begin at the highest point of the temple. The main flag, hoisted at the very peak, consistently flies in the exact opposite direction of the prevailing wind. There is also a distinct void in the airspace directly above the dome. Birds and commercial aircraft are never observed crossing through this vertical column. Mounted atop the dome is the Sudarshan Chakra. It is a massive iron disc weighing several tons and represents a significant feat of ancient metallurgical engineering. This diagram shows the specific geometry of the chakra. Because of its symmetrical design and orientation, it creates a persistent optical illusion. From any vantage point in the city, the wheel appears to face the observer directly. At the ground level, visitors must pass through a gate and ascend 22 stone steps. The most significant of these is the third step, known as the Yamashila. Tradition dictates that visitors must not step on this stone. It is described as a threshold placed by the god of death to prevent his realm from losing its population to the temple's cleansing influence. These external layers, from the aerodynamic behavior of the flag to the optical properties of the iron disc, form a multi-layered set of physical and symbolic barriers for every person who approaches the sanctum. Beyond the entrance lies the world's largest traditional kitchen. Here, workers prepare meals for up to 200,000 people daily, using only wood-fired clay ovens. The cooking method is highly specific. 7 clay pots are stacked vertically directly over a single fire at the base. This setup creates a thermodynamic anomaly. In any standard system, the bottom pot would reach boiling point first. Here, the heat vectors concentrate at the top, and the food in the topmost pot finishes cooking before the ones closer to the flame. Furthermore, the facility lacks standard industrial smells or waste products, and despite the massive fluctuating crowds, the quantity of food prepared matches the demand exactly every single day. This kitchen functions as a controlled environment where the standard laws of heat distribution appear to be redirected by the stone architecture itself. These anomalies lead to the inner sanctum, where the 3 main deities are housed. Hidden inside the central idol is an object called the Brahma Padartha, described in ancient texts as a vibrating, unburned heart. Ancient texts describe the Brahma Padartha emitting localized heat and constant vibration. Researchers categorize it as an ancient arc reactor emitting high-intensity electromagnetic radiation. This explains the neem wood idols. The thick wooden shell acts as a non-conductive barrier, safely absorbing the core's radiation. Every 12 to 19 years, the wooden shells must be replaced during the Naba Kalabara ritual. To prevent any electromagnetic interference during the transfer, the entire city of Puri is placed under a total power blackout. The transfer is conducted by priests who are blindfolded and wear thick, heavy gloves. These measures protect them from the intense light and vibration emitted by the core as it is moved into the new wooden shell. Between the wooden shielding, the blackouts, and protective gear, the inner sanctum operates as a high-security containment unit for an active, volatile power source. When the British administration took control of Puri in 1803, they struggled to categorize these rituals, often labeling the temple's operations as barbaric or irrational. In 1806, the administration attempted to shut down the Rath Yatra festival for safety reasons. They were forced to withdraw the order when millions of people across the region staged a massive, peaceful uprising to protect the tradition. Ancient texts like the Bhavishya state that physical changes within the temple structure directly correlate with major shifts in human history. In 2019, a massive storm physically bent the iron Sudarshan chakra. Shortly after, the temple's main flag caught fire. Many observers noted these as physical indicators of the prophecies being fulfilled. The texts specifically described a global disease that would force people to remain inside their homes. These physical omens at the temple occurred only months before the 2020 lockdowns were enacted worldwide. The Jagannath Temple remains a structural enigma. Its stones and traditions continue to present mysteries that challenge our modern understanding of history, energy, and the physical world.